Welcome, folks, to the Bnq and Goof show. I'm Johnny Bnq Jividan. This is my co-host, Nick Goof Goff. Bnq and Goof show back after a long hiatus. Nick Goff don't even know what that word means. Moving on. Nick Goff, we're going to be talking about Cincinnati today. We're going to be talking about a lot of college football, a lot of bets, etc., etc. Some NFL football for today. Let's get into Cincinnati. University of Cincinnati is one of the best stories in college football, I think, over the past couple of years. Team that kind of stunk. They're really good. Arguably one of the best teams in the country. National title contender. You got to think they're definitely in the top four after winning this weekend. But a lot of big changes coming up with the University of Cincinnati. They got some new facilities they're going to be building. That's a big part of recruiting. They're building a $12 million football facility. And those types of facilities for college football, I mean, they got donors that pay for that stuff. Like, easy. They don't got to do any fundraisers. Take out any loans, stuff like that. Yo, Goff, are you going to add to this, or?
Yep. I was waiting for you. It's delaying to see an organization give back to their football team that's finally looking promising, and it's the first time I've ever seen them in the top four in the college playoffs. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they were good like back in the Big East days, but I mean, I was barely even born back then.
Barely born. Yep, barely born.
Yep, that's what a baby is, barely born. All right, so it's a big thing. Them moving to the Big 12 also is big for their recruiting and their kind of prestige, I guess you could say, in college football. They're joining, who else? Memphis, UCF, BYU.
BYU's no longer independent?
I think or maybe it's Houston. I can't remember.
I could see Houston living easily.
Yeah, I mean, they're a pretty solid team, too. They got beat pretty bad by Cincinnati. I mean, it's kind of close, I guess.
35 to 20.
Point game.
No, yeah, it's not that bad. Considering what Alabama did to Georgia.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it'll be interesting to see how those schools kind of transition from being where they were to, yo, Goff, you better cut that out right now. I swear. It's your last warning, man. All right. I think it'll be interesting to see how these schools transition from being kind of smaller conferences to a Power 5 conference, how they adjust their facility. I mean, obviously, they're going to have to upgrade their facilities, just so they can compete in recruiting. And that's really what those athletic facilities are for. I mean, obviously, every recruit wants to go to the best facilities, nicest stuff. I mean, Clemson's got a daggone movie theater and bowling alley in their football facility.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back on it, when Rutgers moved out of the Big East to the Big Ten, they made major facility upgrades. So it only makes sense.
Oh, for sure.
For Cincinnati to make these upgrades.
Right. It's going to be big, and it's going to be really important for them if they want to compete in the Big 12 with the Power 5 schools. Which, I mean, Cincinnati's been able to compete these past couple of years with, probably lesser facilities and lesser resources. So it'll be interesting to see once they get those. Because another part of their move to the Big 12 is they're going to get that revenue, that Big 12 revenue sharing, which is going to be a big boost to their football revenue. It's going to be more money for facilities, et cetera, et cetera. So that'll be big coming up there. You know what I'm saying, Goff?
I know exactly what you're saying. They need to add on to the stadium. They need to pack the seats too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you do all this stuff and you're not attracting fans and whatnot.
All right. So, speaking of college football, let's go into some of these games. This is a big weekend. Conference championship this week. Of course, Cincinnati had a big win against Houston. Georgia got beat pretty bad by Alabama. Oregon got crushed against Utah.
Oklahoma State lost on the final fourth down.
Baylor. Yeah, I was watching that game too.
That was probably the most interesting game of the whole weekend. Did Pittsburgh win, or did they lose to Wake Forest?
Oh, yeah, they beat Wake Forest real bad. It was like 42-24 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, local team, Pittsburgh.
Yep. Always proud.
Of course, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're ACC champs. That's pretty cool, but I mean, they're not even in the top 15.
Yeah, but the last team to win it was Clemson.
Yeah, that's true.
They had a stranglehold over the ACC.
Yeah, you knew the ACC wasn't going to make a top 4 whenever Clemson started to stink.
Yep. Michigan blew out Iowa. Smacked them.
Yeah, it was. I think they're investigating Jim Harbaugh for murder.
Murder?
Because he killed.
I thought it was manslaughter.
Manslaughter.
Yeah.
Voluntary manslaughter.
Straight murdered them. It was terrible. It wasn't even a game.
42-3.
Wasn't even a game. Looked like Alabama playing University of Hawaii.
Oh, that's a little bit excessive, but yeah. I mean, and I think that's the way a lot of people thought it could possibly go down. So yeah, basically the top 4 is set in stone more or less. It's going to be Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati. We just don't know this particular order. You know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see Cincinnati number 1.
That won't happen.
It won't happen.
It won't happen.
I mean, technically they're the only undefeated team.
Yes, but it won't happen.
Yeah, but I mean that would be the best.
We both know Alabama's going to be number 1.
Yeah, for sure Alabama's going to be number 1. I'm thinking probably Georgia's 2 or 3.
Yeah, but why is Michigan going to go down and they won? And they smacked them. They didn't just win, they smacked them.
And their conference, so probably Michigan 2.
Yeah, Michigan 2.
And then probably
Georgia 3.
Probably, Georgia and then Cincinnati.
Cincinnati stays at 4. You would think Cincinnati gets bumped up, but I doubt it. I think it's better for Cincinnati to get bumped up so they could actually have a chance of making the finals. If they play Bama in the first round, it's going to be real tough.
I still have Cincinnati making the championship.
If they play Bama first?
Yeah, well, I have them winning.
You haven't won the national championship.
Yeah, I got money on them winning the national championship.
What is it, like plus 100,000 to 1?
Yep. I'll make like $500,000 if they win. That's not a joke.
How much did you bet?
Let's not get I'll win $500,000 if I win.
You can buy a house with that. You can buy a lot of things with that.
I'll probably just buy like a couple Louis Vuitton bags.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Some Gucci flip flops.
Yeah.
Get your Gucci belt.
Bro, I was on a Versace website the other day, and I had like a cart made up, and dude, I had like literally like 2 or 3 things, and it was like $6,000.
Why am I not surprised? I'm not surprised.
That's big money Johnny there.
Yep, big money Johnny. Yep.
Speaking of big money, want to get into what your bets are for this weekend, Golf?
All right, my bets for this weekend.
I want to go with Golf's bets first. They're more realistic. And then if you want to get some big money bets, you'll come to the big dog.
I'm going to be laying out no money lines this week. Only player props.
I don't think I have any money lines this week. Actually, I got a couple.
I'm going to go with Najee Harris to score at least one touchdown, which is minus 150.
I thought you didn't do prop bets, Golf.
I've been losing a lot of money on money line, so it's time to switch it up. So Najee Harris to score one touchdown anytime, minus 150 via BetMGM. We also have Jonathan Taylor score a touchdown anytime, minus 200.
Pretty safe bet.
Pretty safe bet. Yep. Can't be mad. Cannot be mad. Big Ben to throw 4 touchdowns, plus 500. That's a risky one that I want to see happen. Most likely won't, but worth the odds.
Yeah, what are we talking about here, Golf? I thought your segment was usually the smart money bet.
A little off the roads.
500.
Yeah, a little off the roads on that bet. I took it anyway. Good money on that one. Good money on that one.
Yeah, if Ben Roethlisberger suddenly finds a time machine and goes back to 2004.
Big money. First of all, he wasn't even that good back in 2004, but we won't go there.
Yeah, maybe 2014.
Then we have the Dolphins winning.
Or just money line?
Yeah, just money line on the Dolphins.
And they said no money line this week.
That was my only money line, and that was all my bets. You want to attack me? Go ahead. What are your outlandish bets?
Well, I got a couple 12-game parlays going this weekend. I'm betting on what was it? Crystal Palace versus Man U this morning. That game's going on right now. It's probably almost over by now. My NFL bets this week, I got 49ers minus 6.5, Chargers money line, Indianapolis minus 10.5, covering the spread. So basically, they would have to win by 11. And that's a 3-game parlay, plus I bet all of them individually. That's why I've been changing. Instead of just parlays, I've also been betting the singles. And parlays, all parts of the bet has to hit for people that don't know, for you to win. And I also have a 6-game parlay that I also did a round robin. Alright, so my 6 legs are Arizona minus 7.5, Minnesota minus 7, Miami minus 6.5, Philly minus 5.5, Rams minus 12.5, Baltimore minus 4.5.
Oh, so you won against me. What's new?
Yeah.
What's new?
Yeah. Well,
you know, this is the first time the Ravens are favorited against the Steelers since Ben Roethlisberger has been the quarterback. First time.
That can't be true.
Yes, it is. And you know that Lamar Jackson never beat Ben Roethlisberger. Also go there.
That can't be true.
That is very true.
Well,
think about
it's going to change.
Think about it.
I will think about it. And I'll think about all the money this weekend. Alright, so that's basically all our bets this week. I got a lot more bets, but there's not even a point of going through all of them. Last weekend, I actually bet on 42 different 15-leg parlays of different combinations of every single NFL game, and they all lost.
Oh, that sounds...
Literally all of them lost.
Sounds like it. I made a 6-leg parlay, and I lost. And I bet $30 to win $950.
Yeah, well, usually I make bigger parlays. I make like the type of parlays that I like. If I won, I would never have to work again.
Or I would never make a bet if I want a parlay like that?
Yeah.
17-leg parlay over like 3-week span.
Yep. I got tons of those still.
Yeah. Little
I got some that won't finish up until July next year.
Little outlandish, but it's what makes you the money. That's what it really comes down to.
And you know what? You know what's the worst thing that could happen to me, Golf? I lose like what, a couple $100. Over here at Bnq and Goof show, we don't take any fucking dents.
Nope.
We don't take any fucking dents.
No dents.
You know, Golf, I looked at my
bank
bank account the other day.
If we get a dent, we just pop it out. We just pop it out.
And I'm like, man, there's not any fucking dents here.
Nope, not a single dent.
I didn't even notice the difference. I'm like, I must have spent like thousands of dollars over the past couple months. It must be different.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, don't notice the difference.
No difference.
Don't take any fucking dents. Anyway, special announcement for the Bnq and Goof show fans. Johnny Bnq Juden is currently investing in a studio space in either, or I'm going to put it either in Pittsburgh or Baltimore. This is news to you too, Golf. I'm looking at studio space so we can have a real studio, real equipment, not all this amateur hour bullshit.
Why Baltimore?
100% fucking shit, huh?
Why Baltimore?
Well, because I might have another job there. But, plus that's my old stomping ground.
Baltimore's your old stomping ground.
It's actually pronounced Baltimore, but anyway.
Alright, we can just go up to New Hampshire and make it real cheap. It's cheaper than going to Baltimore or Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but that's our local. We'll discuss this later. We'll discuss business later. So we won't be having to send fucking 15-minute clips at a time. Spend 3 weeks just to get one episode out.
One clip, yep.
Ridiculous. So yeah, fans of the Bnq and Goof show, look out for that. And also, Nick Goff's getting married. See, see, I ambushed you this time because I said I wouldn't ambush you this time.
Yeah, you got me.
That's how you do it.
You got me good.
Mental tricks.
Yes, mental tricks.
He's getting married next week in Atlantic City.
Yep, exactly. So the next show should be a married man. The next time we record.
Yep. So anyway, that's all we got for you today, folks. Thank you for listening to Bnq and Goof show.